They're everywhere on Earth, especially where we live. We live in Arkansas, which is known as the natural state, which means we probably can't step outside of our front doors without seeing a deer jump across the road. But there are some animals that are more interesting than others. Say that deers aren't interesting. I mean, they have lean bodies that allow them to jump high and run fast. But there are definitely more interesting animals out there. One type of animal, or I should say types of animal that are more interesting, are cats. Lions, tigers, jaguars, cheetahs, they're everywhere, really. And they have so many features that make them cool. Not only do they have lean, light bodies that allow them to jump high and run fast, but they also have claws and fangs and other things that make them excellent hunters and awesome creatures. But it's very hard to visualize these features unless you have something in front of you that allows you to show. So, to help out with that, I brought a visual aid, or I guess I should say, I brought an assistant, my cat, named Ember. So my cat Ember is obviously domesticated. He's for his food anytime soon. But he still shares many features with the wild cats that do have to hunt for their food every day, and so I'm going to use him in order to show them to you. First part of the cat that we're going to look at are these paws, right? So if you look at the bottom of the paw, right? Look at the bottom of the paw, you see that there are skin-like things on the bottom of his paw. Now these skin-like things are full of blood vessels, nerve endings, fatty tissue, and connective tissue. They all work together to form a layer of shock absorption. Now the shock absorption allows them not only to move silently, but it also allows them very sensitive of prey's movement around them, as well as other movement might be predators get them. Something else is because of all the blood vessels within the paws. It allows them to go barefoot in extreme conditions such as snow and heat. Speaking of heat, some people believe that cats are like dogs in that they don't sweat, but instead they pant. And I thought this too, until I read this article by PittsburghPostGazette.com. It said that cats have sweat glands on the bottoms of their feet, right? Don't worry, he's not biting me hard, so he's not hurting. But he has sweat glands on the bottom of his feet that work like our sweat glands. If he's hot, he will sweat. Nervous, sweat. And that's how they actually figured out that they had sweat glands, because a cat got nervous and left a paw print. A veterinary table. And the next thing we're going to talk about with cats is this tail. So the tail, as most people actually know, works as a counterbalance for them, right? If a cat jumps this way, it's going to flick its tail the opposite way. If it jumps this way, it'll flick its tail this way, you know. It's moving around and always throwing its tail in the opposite direction, kind of like we do when we run and we move our arms to keep falling over. Not only that, but cats also have up to 20 bones within their tail, and it's full of tendons and muscles and tissues that allows them to move with precise precision, and allows them to be able to not only use it as a counterbalance, but also use it to express emotions. Example, if a cat's tail is straight up in the air, like this, it's a friendly greeting. It means that it will harm you. If a cat's tail is flicking from side to side, like this, that means it's angry and it will probably attack you if you get too close. Something else, now we're going to move on. Probably the most important part of a cat. The head. The head is probably the most important part of any creature. But a cat's head is actually cool. So the first thing you'll notice is the ears. These ears actually move independently and move towards the sound. It allows them to hear better. Not only does it allow them to hear better, but it allows them to locate where the sound is coming, so they can target their prey and figure out where it's going. Next on the cat, we have its eyes. Now, closed, but the eyes of a cat. The eyes of the cat have large pupils that allows them to have extra rods, according to vetcheck.it.com, not it.com, vetcheck.it, sorry, and allows them to see them see better than humans, and it also allows them to have a vision of up to 200 degrees. That is crazy, peripheral vision. Also, you may know this about a cat, I'm sure, but cats also have these whiskers. They use them to feel around their muzzle, and also use them to sense things whenever they need to. And finally, the final feature of a cat's head that you have been seeing Ember use this whole time. Teeth are not only sharp, but specifically for domestic cats, I'm not 100%. Wild cats, well, cats have a bacteria on their, and if those teeth break the skin, and it hurts a lot more than it would if it was just a puncture wound. That's pretty much all I have to tell you about cats. I want to thank Ember for enduring this my multiple takes of this speech, as well as thanking you for listening to me ramble on about cats. Thank you for your time. I'm glad to have spoken with you, the audience.